Two hitmen, Kazuki and Rei, live together in a huge apartment. Kazuki does all the chores while Rei spends his days playing games. When they're working, Kazuki is the brains and Rei is the brawn. So they go on this mission to kill a man who is involved with human trafficking. He has reserved the top floor of a hotel for a Christmas party. Their plan is to crash the party and take him out. It's a meticulous plan, but there's one problem. They didn't account for the possibility of an unknown child just entering the elevator with them on the way to the party. The kid is looking for her dad, who her mom said was here. And guess who the dad is? That's right, the guy they were hired to kill. After their plan is ruined and the kid almost dies, they manage to get to where the criminal is. He takes the kid hostage in exchange for his own life, but Rei is so skilled that he manages to kill the criminal anyway, and they take the kid with them. Back at their apartment, they find out the kid is the product of an affair the guy they killed had. So not only did they kill her father, but they've also kidnapped her. The name of the kid is Miri, and her mother sent her to look for her dad. She literally sent a 4-year-old alone on a train and then made her walk in the city to find the hotel her father was in. That's terrible. She goes directly to the horrible mom's club. The guys go to Kyutaro, the person who gives them their missions. They ask him to investigate whether their target had a child, but they don't want to reveal they already have Miri. After a while, Kyutaro provides them with all the information they need, including her mother's location. So they go to where Miri's mom is to return Miri to her. She's a singer in a bar, and as expected, she doesn't want Miri back. She's like, "I've always hated her. I don't want to see her ever again." After hearing that, Chad Kazuki stands up, pays for the drink she gave him, and leaves, all without saying a word. Now that they've decided to take care of Miri, they start searching for daycare centers. However, enrolling a child in daycare in Japan requires a lot of paperwork for some reason. Given they're hitmen and don't exactly live clean lives, they just fake all the documents. After a lot of effort, Miri finally gets accepted into a daycare center. Now they just have to buy her the ginormous list of things she needs. So she goes to daycare, and while she's there, they can finally get down to business, or at least that's how it should have been. Nevertheless, Miri has to stay home for a few days because there's a virus outbreak at the daycare, so it's temporarily closed. But since they've already accepted jobs from their employer, they take care of Miri during the day and work at night, which is why they're not getting any sleep. One day, Miri gets lost and ends up at Kyutaro's place. When they find her, they tell Kyutaro, "Oh, we've been taking on some babysitting jobs." So he rightfully asks, "What about my jobs?" They tell him the truth, that there is no way they can finish the jobs on time. So he says, "I'll look after the kid, you go do my jobs, bitches." So they do, and when it's done, they come to take Miri back. There, Kyutaro tells them he's not stupid and knows they weren't really babysitting, but he doesn't scold them and lets them keep Miri. Sometime later, Kazuki gets tired of being played, does everything in the house, and they and Miri are always complaining, so he decides to leave them to their own devices and wastes no time in going to enjoy life surrounded by women. They doesn't waste any time either and gets Miri sick by taking her to daycare in the rain without an umbrella on a Sunday. So they go back home and she's got a cold now, and he's like,
"I need an adult. I am an adult. I need an adultier adult!"
So he takes Miri to Kyutaro and asks for his help. While all that is happening, Kazuki is having flashbacks of his past. Turns out he had a wife who was pregnant. During a job, the criminal he was chasing got into a car and began to drive away. Another member of Kazuki's organization saw him and shot at the car's wheel, causing it to crash into a tanker truck. Just at that moment, Kazuki's wife was on the other side of the street, and when the tanker blew up, she was caught in the explosion and died. That was 5 years ago, and to this day, he still blames himself for the death of his wife and baby. And then he has another flashback, this time of the day he met her. He was walking in a flower garden with a bullet wound on his arm when he collapsed. That's when she approached him and asked him if he was okay. Back to the present, he's in that same place, lost in his thoughts. It's at that moment his sister-in-law arrives. She tells him her sister was always smiling, so the thought he only remembers her looking sad doesn't seem right. He replies he's scared of being fulfilled by something else and forgetting her. Karin replies that him living his own life would make her happier than anything else. Those words finally allow him to have a closure to his past. So he goes back home where he finds Rei sleeping by Miri, and he smiles. After that, we find out Rei's dad is the leader of the organization they work for. He tells Rei, "I want your sorry ass back here. You gotta learn how to boss the organization." In response, Rei asks for time, and his father actually gives it to him. But the dude is totally against the idea of Rei having ties with people meaning Kazuki and Miri, so he orders Kyutaro to gather info about them. Now look who's back. Miri's freaking mom. This shameless woman says she came to take Miri back. She's smart because she met with them at the daycare's door, so they couldn't make her leave since it would make a scene. It also helped her get spotted by Miri immediately. Miri ran to her shouting happily, and now she's really untouchable, so they take her home. There they wait till Miri's asleep to have a talk. She says she was fired, her man left her cancer spread to her neck, probably the thyroid, and she can't sing anymore. Yeah, she had cancer, and yeah, it's the first time they mention it. but of course she uses it to plague the victim and have them return her daughter. Okay, I should stop being so mean with her, but I mean, if you really want to spend your last moments with your daughter, why not just come visit her regularly? If you think you're dying soon, what do you think will happen to your daughter when you do? It's better to leave her with them. Although she does say she knows what they do for a living and that because of that, she cannot leave her with them any longer. But then again, what will happen when you pass away? This woman really came here without a plan, hoping everything would work out in the end, huh? After she leaves, the guys go to Kyutaro's bar and there he tells them he was the one who called Miri's mother and told her what they do for a living. This was because of the order he received of gathering info about Miri. He doesn't want them to get into trouble with the organization, so he tells them to get rid of Miri soon. And so they do. After spending a whole day having fun with Miri as a farewell, they return her to her mom. Now that they're alone again, Rei decides he's going back to his dad, but his fucking dad says that before he accepts him, he needs to cut the pointless ties he has. Don't worry though, I'll take care of it for you. Of course, Rei is not having any of that shit and goes straight to where Miri's at, but not before calling Kazuki and informing him too. However, before any of them arrives, the assassin Rei's dad Sen gets there and shoots Miri's mom in the stomach. Next to arrive is Kazuki, who starts fighting with the assassin. After a very smart plot making him believe the cops had arrived, he makes him run away. But the wound the mother received is fatal, and she dies in Kazuki's arms. Fuck, now I feel bad for her. At least they managed to put Miri in a safe place. There, they wonder what to do now, and they decide they'll stop being hitmen and be Miri's fathers. But they know they can't run away from the organization, so they will face them and finish things. To do that, Rei goes to his father's house, taking advantage of his position. But as they don't let Kazuki pass, they burst through the entrance. And they intended to keep that momentum and do the same at the actual house's door. But the toughest hitman, Ogino, shoots their car with a freaking sniper, forcing them to walk in, where they're received with a bullet rain. They then throw gas bombs at them and kill them all like the badasses they are. But then Ogino pulls up and starts fighting Kazuki, and when he's about to kill him, Rei shows up and starts having an epic battle with him. They're literally the two best in the organization. But then again, Kazuki and Rei keep changing places in the fight until Kazuki stabs Ogino in the nape for Rei to push him to the ground, making the knife pierce through his neck, and then they make the room blow up. After that, Rei tells Kazuki to prepare the getaway car, because what's left is between him and his dad. When he arrives at his dad's office, he tries to shoot him, but Rei is faster and shoots him in the arm. His father tells him that even if he kills him, the organization will pursue him and those he loves without end. Rei replies that he wants a real family and that if his killer blood gets in the way of that and won't let him protect Miri and Kazuki, his hands have no purpose. So he shoots himself in the arm and says, "I'm worthless to you now, aren't I?" And then he just leaves. His father wants to shoot him, but he can't in the end. He will leave them alone from now on. Then we have a time skip. Miri is now in high school and Kazuki and Rei now run a cafe. The anime ends with Miri taking a selfie with her dads. That was it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If so, please give it a like and subscribe. See you next time.